Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome to your morning messages with me, Michelle. And on my channel, we talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, how to handle our grief, how to go through tough times and come out the other side. Today is Sunday, the 27th. Tomorrow is a fantastic day. It is the 28th, and it represents a money day. So the 8 is the same symbol as the infinity. And when you see the number 8, it represents flow. It represents abundance. It's this equal give and take. So if you've had a big bill this week to pay, if you've been having major financial fear, that's what usually happens right before you receive abundance. So get excited. Tomorrow is going to be a very unique day. It's a great day to invest money. It's a great day to be open to receiving new job opportunities. So remember, if you've been in fear the last day or two, it is because your soul is preparing you. It's not fear. It was just your soul getting you excited for what's to come. So if you've been stagnant, if you've been worried about your finances and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, I'm at a job I don't like, or I'm currently jobless and I don't know if I'm making the right moves, just hold the line. Your rainbow is coming. Trust me, it's happened to me many times in my life. All right, I just was guided to use my charms first. I always have an idea of how these readings are going to start, and then I go the total opposite direction. Okay, we have a key, and this is Mickey Mouse ears. So I don't know if Disney means anything to anybody, or maybe Florida, or a childlike nature. Maybe there's a child involved. So let's see more about this. All right, Spirit, why did you bring us the Mickey Mouse key? We have the tree of life. Also could represent that massive tree that's at I think it's Animal Kingdom, right? Which the tree usually represents getting outside and going into nature, a strong foundation, really digging your roots in, and you're building, you're growing something. Let's do one more. I feel like I'm not connecting the two. How would the tree, somebody comment below and tell me if you're reading this differently than me, the tree and Mickey Mouse, how would that go together? We have a queen. Interesting. I'm thinking of the Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to read that. And I'm actually going to get it so that you guys can see what that card looks like. Queen of Earth. Nope. Sorry, it may take me a little while. You guys can fast forward. And as I said that, I got'd it. It says generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, the ability to make anything more beautiful, a love of family and home, be practical about how you proceed, a love of art and beauty, a sensible approach. And there's a little bunny at her feet. So she sits on her throne as the queen of her abundance. So earth, if you can see the earth element up here, the leaf, that represents abundance, that represents money, earthly possessions. So I feel like with the tree, that's the earth, right? The earthly possessions, the queen charm. And then I still don't know what the Mickey Mouse ear key means. Maybe she's unlocking her abundance. And maybe she's doing it in a playful way with whatever brings her joy, because I always think of like that Mickey Mouse as like, you know, you're a kid, what brings you joy? Disney is like the most magical place on earth. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the magic. She's using her magic to unlock her abundance. Yay, I deciphered it. That feels right to me. My heart just started racing. So I feel really good about that. Thank you, Spirit. That was a hard one. I feel like it's those, I don't know if you guys have seen on Instagram or on TikTok, where they have the little, it's like a filter, a game that plays, you know, words on your forehead, and it's all the different like letters and you have to like pronounce it. And it turns out to be a phrase. I'm like stuttering with my words, but I just felt like that's what I had to do. Yeah, stuttering with my words. I feel like that's something too. Is somebody very jittery? Oh, I just got a message. Somebody is going to be, holy shit. Okay, this is definitely a message. Somebody is going to be coming back to apologize. Now that you've kind of stepped into your queendom, you've magnetically drawn somebody back to you, and they're going to come use their voice. Oh, this is so good. Okay, let's get some cards on that. Yeah. I'm going to use my deck, which I created. It's so beautiful. It's called the Ever Unfolding Heart. I'll link below where you can purchase it. I'm probably going to purchase a whole bunch of decks just to have in my house. So when clients come, or if you guys who are local want to purchase it, you don't have to, it's like a company that's out of our country. I believe I forget what country the website is from. I want to say Japan, but I could be wrong. But it's called makeplayingcards.com. All right, Spirit. Who is coming back and what are they saying? Check in with your relationships. Are you thinking of someone or feeling unsettled? Dive deep into why. Okay, so if somebody's on your mind, there's a reason for it. Sometimes it's a lesson. Sometimes it's the universe saying, yeah, like pursue that. But if it's not mutual, you have to tap the brakes and realize that just because you feel connected to somebody doesn't mean they feel connected to you. And I struggle with that a lot, because with the work that I do and the healing that I've done, and I teach my clients this who are also on a healing journey, sometimes we send out a certain energy vibe because we're so loving and we're so sweet and we're very open and we've raised our vibration. Well, that vibration can magnetically draw in lots of people, and then they are drawn to you going like, I feel connected to you and I don't know why. I keep thinking about you after our reading and I'm not sure why. And I'm always like, yeah, that's just the energy. We're not a match. So be mindful of that. If you are on a similar journey as me and you're doing Reiki or you're doing some sort of body work, you're healing, you are removing your trauma and your past pain. And what that does energetically is it opens you up and you shine brighter, and people become magnets. They're like, I need her light. I need to be around her. And I'm not quite sure why. Even with friendships, I get friends that tend to want to, go places all the time and do things all the time. And I always have to say like, listen, like I'm a loner. I'm not usually like, I'm a great friend, but I'm not the friend that's going to hang out every single day, because I know that I have a mission and I have my things that I'm doing. But sometimes that can get skewed because of the vibration that we hold. So be mindful of your vibration. If you have people always tugging at you in a really loving way, it's not bad. It's really like, it's complimentary, right? But you have to set boundaries and say, no, like there's a line, I have a ton of things to do in my own world. I need to focus. I love you, but there's kind of like that little misunderstanding there. Okay, so check in with your relationships. Are you thinking of someone and feeling unsettled? So if you are thinking of somebody from your past, or if somebody from your past is coming back and thinking of you and they're wanting to apologize, forgive them, even if they hurt you. Because guess what? Guess what it taught you? It taught you what not to do. It taught you what not to settle for. And when you forgive, you are opening space in your body even more for your light to shine brighter. We can always have compassion. And sometimes people come back and they apologize and they want to restart. And that's beautiful too. I believe that everybody deserves forgiveness, no matter what, even if they're in prison, even if they're, not in their right mind. Like everybody deserves forgiveness, because they were all just doing the best that they could with what they had at that time. And we don't know what they've been through in their past. But you do get to choose who you let into your life moving forward. So the theme, and I just almost forgot. Yay! You guys, if you've been stressing about money, this is your confirmation that tomorrow it's coming, or this week. It says, money, money, money. Expect it to pour into your life in effortless ways and in increasing amounts. Woo! I loved creating this deck because as I was typing it up and sizing all the font and stuff, I just was like feeling the energy. So if you really are connected to me and you love my readings, you would absolutely love this deck, because I've actually been using it for myself because I've been a little bit stressed lately. And I'm like, you know what, let me pick a card for my deck. I don't know what card's going to come out. It's like I'm literally asking my guides and angels, bring me a card that I need. And every time I'm pulling a card, it is spot on for where I'm at. So I don't know if it's because I created it and it's really like, I feel more connected to this deck than any deck that I've ever used. So I don't know if it's because of the energy that I infused in it when I made it, or if it's just because it's me. So I highly recommend. But the fact that we just got the money card and we were talking about tomorrow, that's huge. And then relationships, I have maybe 2 relationship cards out of 44. And we just got one of them after we were talking about somebody coming back from your past to apologize. Okay, I also am being guided to turn this up to a little bit of a sexy talk. I found this post on Instagram that I absolutely loved. So all of you divine feminines, listen up and let's dive into the PG-13 version of this morning message. So if you are doing something where you might need to feel a little sexual energy, or you might not want to, you might want to watch this later, but this is like a really juicy, hot and steamy post. And I was like, I got to read this. It's so good. Okay. So relax into your bodies, take a nice big deep breath. And just imagine that this is the type of love and connection that I talk about. Well, imagine you having this type of love and connection that I'm about to read to you. And this is what I call sacred union. Sacred union is an equal partnership of emotional connectedness. The passion is on fire. Like you think about the person's body nonstop when you're not even around them. You can see and feel them around you when you're not there. And I've only experienced this once with a person in my life, and it was recently. But it's just like you can just sense them around you, and it's really cool. And so anyway, okay, let's settle in. Here we go. It says, can you taste the fullness of her on your fingertips? Can you see the God that resides deep within his playful joy? Can you immerse in the scent of her tireless love? Can you feel his presence as he caresses tenderly your breasts? Will you honor his divinity as he traverses his pain? Will you witness her wild woman as she embraces her shame? See him moving toward you, bowing to your magnificence. What is pulsating throughout your body? See her enticing you to enter her sacredness. What is being unlocked as she welcomes your connection to the stillness of the cosmos? She blinks. You pause. She inhales. You move closer, holding her firm in the safety of your grip. You pause. Your body shudders momentarily. You realize, in quote, it has taken me many heroes' journeys and many a traversed shadow to be a safe harbor of truth that is to be welcomed by the divinity of the feminine in this way. She feels and senses your thought. She begins to convulse with surrender, beginning with a quivering in her thighs and a compulsion to surrender deeper into her yoni, an opening in her heat space, and tears as they fall from her eyes and trickle down her cheek. You are home. She is home. You gently kiss her tears and absorb the atoms of energy and intention representative of those tears as the warmth of your nakedness press firmly into each other. Chest to breast, breath to breath, eyes to eyes. It is said that he who captures your tears with his kiss may never be able to hurt you. You both soften, melting, floating into sensual bliss. The cosmos has encapsulated your hearts. Two were always one. You were never separate. Now you know beyond a knowing. Isn't that so beautiful? Oh, I had chills all over when I was reading it for the first time. I think my favorite is, will you witness her wild woman as she embraces her shame? I think that's my favorite, is when a woman can completely open up and be vulnerable and express her shame that she might have experienced in her life, or a past pain or something. And it's saying, will you witness her wild woman? So as a man, as a masculine man, or masculine feminine, if you're in a same-sex partnership, it doesn't matter. If you are witnessing your woman or man in this wild and free nature that's within them, it's that inner child, that maybe sex kitten or lion that's always wanted to come out in that person. If you can witness that in them, but also embrace their shame, maybe they felt shame around being that way in their past, and you're saying, nope, you can be that way with me. You can be wild, you can be free. I won't judge you. I will hold you in my safety. Like, that lit me up when I read that line. Out of all the other ones, that was like my favorite. And I love the, can you immerse in the scent of her tireless love? It's a really good one. This guy's amazing. He's so good. Okay, so hopefully that left you feeling all kinds of lit up. So take a deep breath, throw some ice cubes on your body. All right, so speaking of that, let's get some messages from our person. We'll do the Hidden Truth Oracle. So if you're in separation from your person, let's see what they want to say to you. First one, I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay. What that means. I bury myself in work to forget you. I know I messed everything up. All right, let's get a card on what they can do moving forward, or what, just any card about your partnership. We're going to use my Wild Offering prayer deck by Tosha Silver. Being called to cut the deck. Sanctuary. A sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. So maybe your partner is going into seclusion, and maybe they're being quiet because they're trying to figure everything out, and maybe they feel guilty, and maybe they are going to come back and apologize. And after reading what I just read on my phone, I just feel this sense of that connectedness, like that physical draw, that magnetic polarity, I guess you can say, with the yin yang. Like when you're magnetically drawn to somebody and you can feel when it's mutual, and you both have had that discussion where you both are like, yeah, I think about you all the time when you're not around. I feel like you're still with me. And it's powerful. Like it's a strong, and I just almost knocked all the cards off the deck. It's kind of like you have to go into seclusion. You have to pull back from it to see if you still feel it. So if your partner has, if you guys had like a honeymoon phase and then all of a sudden they just went away, this is common on the twin flame journey, because they need to pull back and be like, okay, was that real? Is that fleeting? Is that something that's just going to like pass in time? Or is that something that I'm allowed to have for the rest of my life? And that's why I read you guys that message, because that's what sacred union is. Sacred union is having that full spectrum, is being able to be wild and free with somebody, being able to lay on the table every bad thing you've ever done in your life, and somebody holding it for you and saying, I don't judge you. I love you. You could do so many bad things and I would still love you, because it's just this connectedness. It's your souls are just a match. And, whatever your mission is in life, whether it's together, whether it's aligning like parallel, and you're just there to cheer each other on. It's just a connection that you can't deny. So sometimes they have to pull away to understand the connection, or you have to pull away to understand the connection and how strong it is, and that it's not going anywhere. And that's one of the hardest things my clients struggle with, is they try to move on and they try to forget about it. And they try to say, oh, that was just whatever. It was just lust. No, it's just that rainbow that you've been waiting for your whole life. You can have everything you've ever wanted, and it was right in front of you. And because we're conditioned to think that there's no such thing as a fairy tale love, that people don't believe in it. But what you have to believe is that there is the fairy tale love, but you have to be willing to be radically honest. Like, you have to be willing to throw it all on the table and say, this is me, this is my shit, this is what I've done in my past, this is my shame, this is the stuff that I felt in childhood. And if you can find somebody who sits across from you and just still loves you through all that, and they still want to hear more of what you have to say, it's really beautiful. And that's that emotional connectedness. So when you're having those conversations, they say in the book that I'm reading called 8 Dates, they say you should have like 100 hours of FaceTime talking to each other, learning about each other, seeing your shit, seeing how you've come out of that shit. And speaking of that, I have a new series on YouTube called 13 Days to Getting Your Shit Together. And it was inspired by this journal that I made. So if you're new to my channel, I created a journal line on Amazon. And for those of you that have seen this a million times, I'm sorry. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? I should share with people how I got my shit together after my daughter passed away in 2012. She had a muscle disorder, and it was nothing I could do. It was like a 1 in 50,000 chance of a baby being born with it. It was called Nemaline myopathy. And I had to figure out life afterwards. I ended up breaking up with my partner about 6 months after she had passed. We were together for 8 years. And now I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know how to live, and I really don't want to live. So how do I get out of this? So journaling was a big piece of that. So I have a bunch of journals. They're really beautiful. They're on Amazon. I'll link it below if you're interested. This is a gratitude one. It says, gratitude, keep track of all the good and you'll attract more. There's yellow, there's green, there's blue. This one says, adventure time, a journey within, buckle up. And then this is one of my favorites. It says, maybe it all starts here. So good, right? So basically, being able to find the good through the shit and understanding your past and why you did the things you did, and drawing in a partner that you can lay it all out there with and say, hey, this is me. This is what I've done. And a lot of times you'll meet the person that's like, they've done similar things. Like, I know I'm going to meet somebody who will have gone through like not a similar loss, but maybe they have the fear of losing a child, or, somebody that already has a child. So they understand that connection. I always would say, I don't think I can marry somebody that doesn't have any kids, because it's got to be something where I can connect with them and they can understand that pain or the fear, you know what I mean? Like, we don't really fear losing kids until we've had them. And that's a big piece for me. That's where I need to have that connection with somebody who has kids, who understands what it's like to be a mom and to have dealt with that loss. But anyway, that full sacred union connection is laying all your shit out there and trusting somebody completely with it. And we have to have that 100 hours of FaceTime, or however many hours you think is good for you, before we open ourselves up sexually. But what I read to you on my phone, that's what can generate. That generates from the face-to-face emotional connectedness. You build that passion, and some people have it and some people don't. That's where it's like a soul connection. That's where it's real and it's not fleeting, and you're going to have it for the rest of your life. But you have to cultivate it. You have to nurture it. It's got to be the infinity, give and take, right? It's got to be in the flow. So my goal is to teach my clients how to love themselves and how to open up and offer that space for their partner to open up to them, so that they can not be worried about their partner judging them, or taking that information and going and telling somebody else. You have to build the trust between you and your person. And I know for me, I am a lockbox, and I wasn't always that way, but I have grown so much that I don't say a peep to anybody. I used to be very loose-lipped, and I grew out of it and I learned, and it just has been really fun to know that I know I can trust myself to not say anything. And I know I can see it in other people when they kind of act like I used to act. I'm like, oh, I can't trust them. I used to do the same thing. So it's kind of cool to see like the evolution of me through other people, because other people are our mirror. I just was watching a YouTube video yesterday about a guy talking about how, we're all one, which I was aware of. And I was like, oh, tell me more, tell me more. Like he was going really deep into it. And I always teach my clients that whoever is coming at you with chaos, it's because it's showing you that you have chaos somewhere left unresolved in you. So people are our mirrors, but he was going into like great depth about how, we have to be so thankful for all of our interactions and all the people that the universe brings us, because it's just showing us a piece of ourselves that we can't see. So embrace your partner that might be coming back and asking for forgiveness, or they might just be coming back to restart and to start fresh. Have compassion for them. They might have done some growing that you don't know about yet. Let them be your mirror. And if they're showing you a part of you that you haven't dealt with yet, embrace it. Lay it on the table and say, teach me. Show me what you're seeing that I can't see. Where am I being a jerk? Where am I not being compassionate? And just ask them and be open to hearing the answer. Don't resist it, because you want to grow, right? We don't close the door when somebody's trying to teach us or show us something that we can't see about ourselves. We say, I'm open to the constructive criticism. Please show me. I want to learn. I want to be better. I want to be happier. Okay. I'm being guided to pull a page out of nowhere, and then we're going to use the universe deck. It says, everything I need comes to me in the perfect time and space sequence. Doing affirmations, making wish lists, creating treasure maps, doing visualizations, writing in a journal can be compared to going to a restaurant. The waiter takes your order and then goes into the kitchen to give it to the chef. You sit there and do whatever you do because you assume that the food is on its way. You don't ask the waiter every 2 seconds, is it ready yet? How are they making it? What are they doing in there? You place your order and know that your food will be served to you. It is much the same that what we call the cosmic kitchen. You place an order in the cosmic kitchen of the universe and know it is being taken care of. It will come in the perfect time and space sequence. It says, ask for help, tell life what you want, and allow it to happen. It's so funny because I was just saying to a girl the other day that when we manifest and we're asking the universe for a partnership to come back or for a new partnership to come in, it's like ordering DoorDash, right? We place our order on our phone. We're like, all right, I want, say I want Chipotle. I want a burrito bowl. You place the order and you put your phone down, and that in like 30 or 40 minutes, you're going to get a knock on your door. You'll get a little notification. They'll take a picture of the food at your door, and it's just there. But you didn't like stare at your phone going, are they making the food? Oh no. Like, what if they forget? Like, you just put your phone down and you go about your day, right? That's what manifesting is. You get a journal out, you open up the page, get your pen out, you say, today's date, I am so grateful now that I'm making $10,000 a month, period. Close the book. You just made your DoorDash order. And now the universe is the driver, right? Is the restaurant. It's making the food for you. It's aligning things, and then it's going to bring it to your door. And once it brings it to your door, then what do you have to do? You have to eat it, right? So when the universe brings you something, you have to take action to do something with it. You can't just let the food sit at your door. So the universe might not bring you the exact $10,000 check that you want per month, but it'll bring you an opportunity to your doorstep, and you say yes. And then you start taking action, AKA consuming it, and you apply it to your life, and all of a sudden you're making $10,000 a month. I've seen it work a million times with my clients. I coach them through this. That's why I created the journals, because I have manifested so many things in my life. I always say, like, why am I the girl that gets everything she wants? Why am I the girl that manifested $30,000? Why am I the girl that manifested $1 million? I'm a millionaire. I'm manifesting it. But when you say it with conviction and when you say it like it's already here, you are literally placing your order with DoorDash. And then all you have to do is forget about it and know that it's coming. And then when you hear the knock on your door, when somebody brings you an opportunity, you say yes. And you're like, okay, awesome. I'll eat this. It's really yummy. I ordered it. So, and whether that's you being really playful and you're driving home and you get this intuitive hit, I'm going to play the lottery tonight. You pull into 7-Eleven, whatever store you're at, you buy the ticket. It's very like impulsive, right? You do it like out of nowhere. You're like, where did this come from? I haven't thought about the lottery in so long. Those are the people that win. It's because their intuition takes them over and they just go. So be intuitive with your manifesting. If you have a thought that you want something, there's no limit. You can manifest money without even taking action sometimes. Sometimes people get like, I think I told you guys this in one of my other videos. I was talking to a woman and she was manifesting $20,000. Within 2 weeks, she got a call from a company that she used to work for, and there was a pension with that company, and they were like, "Hey, you have money left in your pension account, and we're gonna disperse it to you or whatever." She got a check for $22,000 in 2 weeks after she had manifested $20,000 2 weeks prior. So sometimes you don't even have to do anything, and if that's what you want, you get out your journal, open up. I am so grateful now that I have manifested $10,000 in 2 weeks and I didn't even have to lift a finger, period. Close the book, put it down. If you believe it, it will happen. And then you just forget about it. Okay. If you have resistance of how is it going to happen? I don't understand this. As soon as you had that thought, you literally just opened up your phone and you canceled DoorDash. When you have doubt, when you're trying to figure out how, you're canceling DoorDash. Always remember that. Actually, this was another analogy I used. When you're doing that, you're not canceling. You're basically giving your DoorDasher a skateboard instead of a car. He now has to ride on a skateboard from wherever you ordered from to get to you. You just delayed the process. That's the best way I can give you an analogy of how the universe works. When you have doubt, you're telling the DoorDasher to walk. But when you don't have doubt, when you close the book and put it away, you just gave him a jet and he's going to be there in like 2 minutes. So always remember that. So if you're manifesting somebody back into your life and you really want that sacred union, write it down, let it go, and just expect the knock on the door. All right. Last message. Thank you. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Hilarious. Forget about it. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. You already have it. You close the book, it's already here. You don't need it anymore, right? We live as if we are the girl that has the thing. We are the men that have the thing. You already are what you want. So start acting like it. Live today like you have the thing that you desire. You want to be a millionaire? If you are a millionaire like me, manifesting that, we tip people all the time. We offer money. I had an Instacarter come to my door and I handed him a $20 bill just because he carried all these water cases up my steps. And I was just like, you're awesome. He looked like a 19-year-old kid. And he was so incredibly grateful. And I said, do something good with that money. And he goes, nope. He's like, I will, ma'am. I will. He was so sweet. And I felt lit up afterwards. And then guess what happened to me? I got tipped an extra $40 in a reading. So it comes back when you give it. So, anybody else in my position would have been like, why did you just tip them $20 when you already tipped them on the order with the little percentage that you do? I still gave him a $20 tip with cash. And I just know that when we give, it's that flow. It's the infinity. When we give, we receive. We will get back double, sometimes triple of what we're willing to give out if it's from our heart. Speaking of our heart, you guys like my shirt? This is actually pajamas, but I'm wearing it as a cute top. And you can see the back. I tied it up. It looks really cute. But normally it's just 2 straps that just tie up together and it's like really long. Like the neck part is usually like down here. But I tied it up to look really cute. My mom got it for me. My mom always gets me like the best gifts ever. High five, Mom, if you're watching. I doubt she's watching. She also got me this book. So we can owe that to her. She found it in her attic and she's like, Michelle, I saw the word heart and I thought you should have it. So shout out to all the moms out there that are always taking care of us and we're sometimes not super grateful. Okay, lovies, this was a very interesting, wild, and sexy and knowledgeable. I feel like I learned a lot in this reading too. I relearned some lessons that I'd forgotten about, like the DoorDash. That's huge. And remember, you are the Queen of Pentacles. Tomorrow is the 28th, and it's going to be a big day for money. So don't forget that whatever you may have manifest from like a year or two ago, it might be coming to fruition tomorrow. So get excited. All right, lovies, I will see you in tomorrow's morning messages. Be sure to check out my 8 p.m. videos that go live about my 13-day guide to helping you get your shit together. And go hop on Amazon if you're willing to start on a journaling journey. I highly recommend it. On my Amazon, in each journal, I have like a little paragraph description of how you can use the journal. So go read those. And if you do purchase it, write me a review. I would love to see you using it in action. Take photos of it, put it up on Amazon, because we all know when you get reviews on Amazon, it means your product is bomb. And it's so worth it. All right, I will see you next time. Peace out.